So here we are, and CLISHAM today, and CLISHAM Horseshoe, should I say. So we need to park way down there, and our exit, we'll be coming back down where is it? Aye, we'll be coming back down that one at the back, up there, down and round this, come through here and down there, back to the road, and then we walk back up to the car. So we've got to, still a wee bit of cloud hanging over one of the tops up there, and we've got to go over them, and that's the last peak over there before coming down there. But we need to go this way. I've decided to do it this way. People that start from here to do the horseshoe would normally come in that way and go up that way and come back down the way I'm going up. But I've decided do it this way. And the reason I probably made my decision was, well, this is a gradual ascent all the way up before you start the major ascent up and CLISHAM Ridge itself. And the other reason was, if it was a bit cloudy, this long walk in here this way would give a chance of the sun to burn off any clouds in the tops, which there is wee bits of cloud floating about still. They're coming and going, so it might have been okay going that way, but there's no hassle, whatever way you want to do it, no hassle. And I hear there's only one wee kind of scrambly bit on this, the rest is just walking really, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, might only be a gentle incline, but when you start off you're always huffing and puffing, your heart rate gets going. Brilliant, but what a day. A fantastic day. I'm really looking forward to getting the open views right along that west of Harris. In fact, I'm hoping to get views everywhere if it continues, weather continues like this. So here's hoping. So this is a bit. We'll leave the path and start going a bit over cross country. I don't know if you noticed back there the wee plaque on the, like the wee well, or at the start, Cameron McNeish opened the walk, so I take it that's walk continues. I don't think it was meaning to walk it up here, but aye, very good camel. So basically what we're doing is we're contouring round the side of these hills to get onto that ridge over there. That's the plan. Now, after walking in this way, thinking about coming off the hill for the last part and CLISHAM as your last hill and coming down and having to come back this way, I would be a wee bit, it's a fair old slog. Oh, there's a deer. Must have gave him a wee fright, eh? Sorry boy, didn't mean to disturb your morning. A couple of grouse. As well. Bloody gave me a fright. They sit there for that long, don't they? And then suddenly at the last minute they just jump up and come right out. And I'm just like, my God, my heart nearly jumped. Right, so I'll carry on. Where was I? Yeah, so I'll not be able to give you a definitive answer until we actually descend off the last one and see what the going out that way is like. Then I'll be able to give you a more honest opinion. Anyway, there it is. We've got to get up that. Boom boom. Let's do it. A wee cairn there. Just a wee cairn there. And that's obviously trying to point you towards you're on the right path, probably. And then it's boom boom. Start ascending now, but basically it's going to be just over 400 metres by the time we get onto that ridge properly, so we've only got like just under 4 to go to the summit. and that will be CLISHAM. And by the looks of things in the sky, going to have stunning views right along the ridge where my day is, my day ahead. As it is now. Another thing, I'm just thinking about if you were coming this way. I'm doing it in these conditions. It's no rain for weeks, proper rain. It's not done any proper rain, but this would be mush. It is proper swampy. It would be. Underfoot just now, it's firm, crispy, dry. So Andy was going to do this on a more damp day. I would probably say bring an extra pair of socks. Oh, there's our first couple on the path now. There we go. That's us on the path, on the summit, head to the summit. We've got about 340 metres to go. So once you come round that way and hit the path, you hit the path about 450 metres. Now, a wee 350 to the summit, or should I say 349. It's actually, summit is 799. Now we're on the path, and it's a good clear path all the way. That's us. We come skirting around there, we come skirting around that, down there, around here, and then over here. Now that is not a hard walk in, but then again, as I said, if that ground was sodden, I reckon it would be pretty brutal. So here we go, up we go. Looks like there's a bit of an inversion going on over there. As it got higher, the views just absolutely opened up. It's burning off. It was incredible. We're 360 views everywhere. Scarista, Tarensey, the island of Tarensey. You're right up Scarista. We touch a Liscantire. Then we were looking over to the Isle of Skye, the Cuillins, Blavin. Standing next to it, there's Blavin and the Cuillin Ridge. The clouds were still a wee bit over the sea, as you could see, and over to Skye. But then you just pan round and look, views everywhere. And that's what I was looking forward to when I got up on top of this ridge. So I'm not even on the ridge yet. I'm still clambering up here, and already my mind is on the views once I got up, and it became more and more rocky as I started ascending. Just the last wee bit to get up onto the ridge. Nothing technical. It was straightforward. Quite bouldery, but the path weaved its way through the boulders. No problem at all. As I got up onto the ridge and I was looking across the ridge and I could see the cairn, it was massive, absolutely massive. And the closer I got, it was some structure balanced right on this ridge. It was, what a day for it as well. And here we are at the summit and CLISHAM, Isle of Harris. What a day it is to see right round 360 degrees, clear skies, looking out into the ocean, looking at all these hills round about. It is just absolutely spectacular. What a day. I'm looking ahead to seeing what I've got to go, what I've to do. and I'm looking over to Tarensey, Scarista. Now I can see Liskintyre, the bend at Liskintyre Beach. It's just so clear, the beautiful sandy beaches. It is just absolutely spectacular. Right all the way over to the Isle of Skye, fantastic views. And looking ahead at the ridge ahead, what I've still to do. Looking forward to the rest of the ridge. It was really windy on top of this, and I tried my best to put the drone up. So here's a wee bit and see how it is. So this is my next challenge, and that's the little scramble, I believe, up there, which doesn't look too bad. That's Scarista Beach, zoomed right in. We've got Tarensey on the right hand side, and there's a zoom of Liskintyre Beach, one of the nicest beaches supposedly in Scotland. And I must say it is pretty spectacular. But there's a couple of nice pictures there. On we go, and the ridge ahead, here we go. Let's see what this wee scramble's all about. sounding. So here we go. Great wee ridge wall. Absolutely fantastic. I know they say it's all downhill from here on, but it's not quite. We're down and up again, but it doesn't look too bad, this one. That's it. Last one up there. Looks a bit bouldery. And I think the descent is full of boulders as well. So it's not going to be much fun. But then it's a long walk back out to the car. But all in all, I'm pretty happy that I've chose this route so far. Might be different once I start the descent and walking out that glen, but we'll see how it goes. But let's see. We'll go on with this boulder field up to this wee summit. It doesn't look too far anyway. Scramble a wee jaunt through some boulders, I'm sure. There's been worse situations than this with boulders. Absolutely. Look at that. Look at that. To get Harris in a day like this is just spectacular. Absolutely brilliant. That's alright. It's not as bouldery as it may look. Seems to be a sort of wee path kind of weaving its way through the bigger boulders. Here's the summit cairn. You can feel the heat of that sun now. Now we're into the afternoon. Definitely feel it. There we go, there's the panoramas coming out now. Oh dear, look at that. Look at that. There's the ridge, full ridge, and here we are, last summit. What a great walk. What a great walk. Well done, Jim. That's it. You'll need us. Descent is basically down and go by the locking, head out down there. That's it. We'll see how that goes. Right, one more scan. A very mossy sunfield. So this is a walk out, trudging through heather, and you need to be careful because there's all soggy bits as well you can sink into, which I've done. They'll look okay, and next minute, boom. So where are we heading? Can't really see then. Can I? The low point of that hill. Yeah, we're heading for the low point of the hill there. Just skirt round there, down that glen. What a fantastic day it's been. Look at that. Up there. Eh? It's an absolute trudge. I wouldn't like to come through here. See if it had been raining and it's not been all this dry spell. I reckon this would be the worst walkout ever. Or people walk in. I've passed a group of 4. A single guy, and sorry, 2 single guys walking in this way. So I kinda chose to walk out this way because it's a bit, it has been dry. So I didn't think it was going to be too bad underfoot. So, and it's not, it's fine. That's where we're heading. Just by the low point of the hill. Boom. Beeline straight for it. Very big cliffs. Absolutely fantastic. You know what? In this glen now, it's pretty sheltered. There's not much of a breeze at all. I'm really feeling the heat. It is roasting, toasting. Well, there's a good wee shelter in there if you were stuck in winter. Look at that. Perfect. It'll give you a wee bit of respite away from the elements. So eventually we found a path, but that was just trudging through heather. Wasn't much fun, but always nice to follow a wee stream. And you know, whatever way the water flows is the easiest way. So let's follow the water. There we go. The road's down there, not too far. They're just constantly being blessed with the most beautiful scenery. That's fantastic. To get it in a day like this, it's just tremendous. I see a vehicle on the road over there, going up a hill. And that looks far away. My goodness. But yeah, well, in a day like this, let's just plod along, eh? Let's just plod along. Here we are, we're back at the bridge. We've just got a wee walk up that hill, back to the car. What is that? Wee half mile? Wee half mile. It's not the worst, is it?